Hi everyone, my name's Rachel and this is week 4 of our Mindfulness Project. So together with Emily, we're going to take you on a mindfulness adventure and story. But first, I want to ask, how are you? So maybe close your eyes and just think, how are you today? So we'll ask you this every week and you can call out. We'll always be listening. Or you may want to write it down on a piece of paper, or maybe draw us a lovely picture. We'd always be happy to see them. And then if you don't fancy doing any of them, maybe tell your grown-up how you feel. So if there's a grown-up around and you can tell them how you feel, and you can ask them how they feel. So we're all just going to have a minute here and just think, how are we feeling today? Now, as you can see, it's quite sunny outside. So I'm feeling very happy for the sun. And sometimes the weather can have a lovely impact on our mood. The other thing I want to do today is I want you to think of all the things that we are grateful for. So grateful for things that make us happy, not sometimes things that we've paid for, but all the things in our life that we love. So every day, with all my heart, I want to say thank you for 5 things. So my 5 things today is I'm grateful for food. Keeps me nice and full. I'm grateful for my bed. I had a lovely snuggly sleep last night. I'm grateful for my pet cats. They're keeping me company while we have to stay inside. I'm grateful for this gorgeous sunshine that we're having. But I'm also really grateful for the rain, as the rain makes all the trees and the plants grow. So again, you can either call out now the 5 things that you're grateful for, maybe write them down in your book, maybe draw us a picture. And every morning when you wake up, can you think of 5 things that you are grateful for? Lovely. So now that we've had a little bit of a think about how we're feeling and what we're grateful for, we're going to start to warm our bodies up a little bit. So I'm going to step onto the back of my mat and I want you to find a little bit of space too. So, can you stretch out your arms? Stretch out your legs. Are you touching anything? You have enough space. Make sure you're not touching anyone in the room. And then 3, 2, 1, jump your feet and legs together. Lovely. Now, without moving a muscle, can you stand completely still? And can we just pick up our toes? Can you give them a wiggle? And now can you start to wiggle your fingers as well? And then we're going to try and stand just on one leg. And can you lift the other leg? Oh, it's tricky. Lift the other leg. And then can you write your name? Can we give that leg a shake? And then can you balance on the other leg? Can you lift it? And now maybe try to write your name backwards. And then can you give that leg a shake? And then bring it down. Now can you give one arm a shake? Can you give the other arm a shake? Can you shake both together? Let's shake the leg. Let's shake the other leg. Let's shake both legs and both arms. And freeze. Don't move a muscle. And then I want you to try and touch your toes. And touch the ceiling. And now can you wiggle all the way down, touch your toes. Wiggle all the way up, touch the ceiling. And wiggle down, touch your toes. Wiggle all the way up, touch the ceiling. And a bit of freeze. And now I'm going to hand you over to Emily, and she's going to carry on with our story this week.
Hello everybody, nice to see you again. It's week 4 and this week is cave week. We're going to the cave. So if you have watched our other episodes, then you will know the journey we've been on so far, but if not, that's fine, and you can just do today's. So far we've been learning about Holly, Skip and Marshall, 3 best friends who have gone on a really exciting adventure together. But sometimes that adventure can create some different emotions. And this week might feel a little bit strange because they're going into the cave. And I want you to think about what a cave is like. Can you think of 3 words to describe how it might feel inside a cave? And I want you to stand up with me if you can. And remember that Holly, Skip and Marshall have just come down from the mountain, and they had a fantastic time on their adventure. And they reached the top of the mountain and we climbed together. But now, on their way back down the mountain, they have found a cave. And they have gone inside the cave. And they've maybe had to crouch down to get into that cave. Can you do that with me? Can you crouch down and crawl into the cave? And have a look around and think about those 3 words to describe what the cave is like. Some of my words were dark, damp, cold, scary. Caves are strange places because they're a little hole within a rock. And sometimes there could be animals living in that cave. And being in a cave might feel like other points in your life where you might feel a little bit scared. And we all have times where we feel scared in our lives, every single one of us. But I want you to think about how that feeling could feel. And maybe you've had that feeling this week. So I want you to think about a time this week where you have felt a bit scared or a bit worried. And now I want you to imagine you're in that cave again, here with me. And in front of you in the cave, you see a giant hole, a big hole inside the cave. And you shout down, "Hello!" And you hear your echo bouncing back up from the hole in the cave. How deep does it go? It's very dark down there. Have a good look. Look inside that hole. Can you hear anything? Maybe water dripping. Maybe the echo still bouncing around. And we are going to take that feeling that we just thought about, of feeling scared or feeling worried, and remember it. Close your eyes. Think about that worry or that thing that's made you feel a little bit scared or frightened. And now, imagine you are holding it in your hand. It's right there, caught in your grip. And that big hole in front of you, that's deep and dark, and we don't know how far down it goes, you are going to throw your worry down there. And we're all going to do that together. After 3, are you ready? Feel that feeling in your hand, that worry, that thing that you've been frightened of. Feel it buzzing around in your hand. It's trying to escape, and in a moment you're going to let it. Ready to throw it together into the deep, dark hole in this cave. 1, 2, 3. Down it goes, into the hole. Can you hear it bouncing around down there? Can you hear it falling? It's probably still going. And now take a deep breath. And one more all together. And focus on how it feels to have held that worry and throw it away into the deep, dark cave. Well done. It's gone. You thought about it, you held on to it, you felt it buzzing around, and you threw it away. And now it's not with you anymore. And maybe the cave isn't such a scary place anymore. Back to Rachel for this week's yoga poses.
Emily. So, as Emily said, sometimes in caves can live little creatures or animals. So today today we're going to learn some of the poses of the creatures that might live in the cave. Now these might be creatures that you're a little bit scared of, but if we do the poses together, then maybe we won't be as scared of them anymore. So the first pose is spider pose. So we're going to wiggle all the way back, and then there's 2 points in your bottom. Can you find them? Can you wiggle them in? And then the bottoms of our feet come together. These are called the soles of your feet. And then we're going to cross at the ankles. And we're going to wiggle our hands. Now we're going to see if we can put our hands down underneath, and we're going to try and balance on our hands. So 3, 2, 1, lift your bottom up. And then hold it like a spider. And can you hold it for 5? Maybe you can start to lift your feet up. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then all the way down. Well done. So that's a very tricky pose, balancing on our hands. We're used to balancing on our feet. So keep practicing that one if you didn't manage it first time round. Now, the other pose is a crab. So you may have seen crabs at the beach. You may have seen them in the cave. And the special thing about crabs is they walk sideways. So we're going to come onto our feet, onto our hands, and we're going to lift our bottoms up into the air. And we're going to try and see if we can walk sideways. So can you walk towards me? Can you keep that bottom nice and high? And then can you walk back? Can you keep that bottom nice and high? And then lift. And can you be a crab again? We're going to try and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then come all the way down. Can you hug your knees in and give yourselves a great big hug? Well done, everybody. So that's our 2 poses today. You have spider and you have crab. And now I'm going to hand you back over to Emily, because we're going to give you a little project today.
Hi, everybody. So, remember in the cave, we threw away our worries? Well, maybe you'd like to create something at home where you can put your worries as and when you think of them. This is my worry jar. It's just a jar that I have decorated with some little gold hearts, okay? But you can make a worry jar out of anything. It could be a little plastic pot, a piece of Tupperware. Maybe you can decorate it however you would like, okay? And it can have a lid, or it doesn't have to have a lid. But the purpose of the worry jar is that every time you think of something that's worrying you, making you feel a bit butterfly-y in your tummy, or a bit stormy in your head, that's buzzing around, maybe it would help to get it down. So, little pieces of paper, get your pen, write down your worry, draw your worry. So I'm going to do one right now, which is that I am worried about what next. What happens next? After this period in our lives when there's no schools, that we've been social distancing, what happens when we come out of that? So that's what I've been thinking about, and is a little worry that I have. So I've written it down on my piece of paper, and you might be thinking the same thing. That might be one of your things that you're a little bit worried about. I'm going to fold up my paper nice and small and then pop it in my worry jar. And if I want to, I might close that lid so that worry is there away from me. And I've expressed it, I've got it down on the paper as words, as a picture, maybe with colours, maybe not. And I've put it in that worry jar. And then maybe when you've filled up your worry jar a little bit, or even at the end of the day or the end of the week, go to the bin and empty out your worry jar and feel all those worries emptying away. And well done. You can feel that sense of pride that you have dealt with your worries, that you've expressed them, that you've got them down, and your worry jar has helped you to hold them. And you can have fun decorating your worry jar however you want. And you can share those with us if you want to at Tangled Feet on our social media. And that's just an idea to maybe help you when those worries come. And I'm going to hand you back to Rachel now for our nice bit of relaxation at the end of class.
So now's the very special bit, guys, where we all make our snuggly beds. So can you find a blanket and a cushion, maybe your favourite toy? And I'll give you a moment here so you can have a look around. So I've got my blanket and I'm going to cuddle my lap up, keep my feet nice and warm, and then you guys can lay down. And then once you're laying down, we'll begin. So we're going to start by closing our eyes. We're going to take a big deep breath in through the nose, open the mouth and sigh it all out. So just like with our worry jar, we're going to sigh out our worries. So take a big deep breath in through the nose and then sigh out all your worries. One more big deep breath in through the nose and sigh it all out. Knowing that our worries have been wonderfully captured by our little worry jar. And now I'm going to read you one of my favourite poems. It's about another teeny tiny creature, the bumblebee. The scientist said the bumblebee couldn't fly. She lacked the wing beats per minute or the necessary size. But the bumblebee, in her ignorance, proved him wrong. She knew she could fly because she'd flown all along. Imagine if she'd listened to the man, she might have stopped, given up on the spot, tucked her wings in and dropped. So don't ever let someone tell you what you can't do. Just because it's proven doesn't mean it's true. And we're just going to lay here and I want you to think of maybe your worries captured in a worry jar, knowing they're far away. Knowing that you can do whatever you want to do and grow up and be big and strong and tall. And then we're going to take 3 more big breaths there together. Take a big deep breath in. Sigh it all out. Big deep breath in. And sigh it all out. One more big deep breath in. And sigh it all out. And then to gently wake yourself up, we're going to wiggle our fingers, wiggle our toes. Bring our knees up onto our bellies and turn us into a tiny little rock. And then very gently come to sit on your bottoms. And now Emily's going to lead us out with goodbyes. So goodbye from me.
Thanks everybody, and I hope you've enjoyed this week's class. Well done for taking part in all the activities and sticking with us. We hope you'll join us next week for week 5. Next week is Storm Week, and there's some really special things. And if you want to make your storm jar in preparation for next week's lesson, that would be great. Maybe you've already made it, so you've got it ready. But you can find the storm jar video on Tangled Feet's YouTube channel. And all you will need is a jar, some water and some glitter. And if we've got those ready for next week, we're all going to have a wonderful class together. Lovely to see you again and see you next week. Bye.